Hello everybody and welcome back to Studio Ultra. Today I'm just going to be giving you guys a quick look at this Rubies Grand Heritage Dark Knight Batman chest piece. So anyway, this is the Dark Knight Batman chest piece Grand Heritage version, and this is from the deluxe version because as you can see it has sleeves. And the reason why I'm reviewing this and not the entire costume is because this is the only piece of the costume that I have, because of course the entire costume is $500, but this one I got at a pretty good price at $42 on Mercari. It was a used piece, so not all the stuff are there, but generally it's a great looking piece. Of course it has the flimsy Rubies quality, but you know, that's what's to expect from Rubies. But as you can tell, it's made out of some sort of odd rubber. It's a bit more softer than latex usually is. I'm not sure if it's a version of latex or just completely some other kind of rubber. But as you can see, the details are 3D, so they're not flat, but they still make the armor bend and stuff like that, which, you know, that's something the armor does not do. I've seen a little trick that some people do with their cosplays. What they do is they just take scissors and cut out the pieces of the armor and just glue them onto like a spandex suit or something like that, and that just gives it more of a more realistic look, because it's also good for size adjustment if you want to cut the pieces of armor off, because as you can tell this is a very large piece right here and the sleeves are very wide, as you can see. So there's that. Also, this is part of a $500 costume. Now, I've seen the rest of the costume and I don't think it's $500. It should be worth $200, which is what the basic one is. The basic one should be at least worth $70, because this, I mean, come on. It's not the best quality out there. I mean, it's not urethane and the other kind of rubber that they use for the armor. And I think Rubies is really going overboard when they price something like that for $500. It's a bit much because of just the floppy quality and stuff like that. It's definitely a mass-produced costume, but still, it's still a really good costume piece if you want a Dark Knight costume. And I usually choose to wear this jacket underneath because of the mesh pattern on it. It looks like the Dark Knight mesh under pattern, and that helps. And also the sleeves help make my arms a bit larger, so that way they can fit more with these wide sleeves. But yes, you can see there's the emblem right there along with the different chest details. Now of course I'm holding it a bit wider because the way you put this on is not like a shirt. It's actually split at the back, and that's what I don't like about this most of all, is the fact that the Rubies have this problem where they have to split it down at the back, but instead of doing a Velcro all the way down or a zipper all the way down, they just use these really flimsy Velcros to try and just stick it to the other side. And there's just only 2 of them as well, and so it just doesn't look good at all. And the Velcros tore off of this rubber because this rubber is relatively soft, and so that also is an ineffective measure. I will try and replace this with a zipper sometime, I don't know when, maybe in the far future, but as you can tell, it's just, it doesn't work in that sort of way, and it definitely doesn't help to fit the way it's supposed to fit. It could fall off on accident. But that's just some of the few criticisms that I do have about this piece. Generally, it's great for a Dark Knight costume that you just need, and it helps to use this for any type of Dark Knight cosplay you want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and show you guys what it looks like. And you have to be careful when putting this on because the back folds. You have to unfold them. And then you Velcro them together, but as you know, the Velcros are broken on mine. So here is the Rubies Grand Heritage Dark Knight chest piece all put on, and yeah, it looks good. It looks pretty good, just so long as you don't flex anything too much, because then the rubbery parts are going to show up. But as you can see, this is what it generally looks like, and it's really good and convenient for any Dark Knight costume if you want to go for higher quality than just the basic Rubies stuff. But as you can see in the back, it is wide open. And once again, that's just because the Velcros here are not attached, and there are no Velcros because they got torn off on accident. But this is what it generally, hopefully, would look like if you were to have it together. But that's pretty much my complaints about it. Other than that, it looks really, really good. And once again, it's convenient for a Dark Knight costume that you want to have. As you can see, the chest emblem is right here. So yeah, it looks great. It looks good. Just, you know, once again, it's floppy. You have to make sure and take care of it. That way it doesn't rip. And maybe replace the Velcros and get an, you know, a thick jacket or something. Just to complete the overall look. Yes, this is great if you cannot afford those crazy motorcycle suits that are highly expensive, but very, very great in quality, and they look realistic, or the prop replicas as well. If you can't afford any of that, you can just go ahead and get this. But once again, I hope Rubies just flattens down that price of $500 into just $200 or maybe even less than that, because really it's just a really floppy and crazy costume. I've seen other people review it, and you know, they said the same thing. It looks very much like a floppy rubber all over the place, and the gloves are oversized. Everything is oversized. I don't know what is up with Rubies and doing oversized stuff when it comes to rubber costumes and things like that. But it seems that they've been doing that a lot lately with the Batman stuff. I've seen another one which was quite interesting. There's this other fabric Dark Knight costume that actually looked really good. Like even the armor that was just like, you know, puffed up fabric. It actually looked really, really good, and I wasn't sure if it was from Disguise Inc. or not, but it looked really good. You should go ahead and try and find that. They're on the internet still, and they're just like $200, but they're really good looking, and they're not floppy like this. As you can see how it wrinkles, and you know how armor doesn't wrinkle. Still, it's pretty good for going on a budget. If you want to go ahead and get one, then go ahead and do so. I just found this one for $42. I'm like, yeah, that's the price I'm actually willing to pay for this costume. And yes, if it were just like $42 for something just like this, that would make a lot of sense. But anyways, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. You guys are really awesome. I'm glad to have you here on this channel. And you'll see me in the next video. Goodbye.